world older than forests, older than bones, older than eyes. And in that eternal darkness, evolution took a very different path. Tonight, we descend into that alien ocean, not to discover monsters, but to imagine something far stranger. What if we came from here? The ocean's surface is loud with light. Waves shimmer, sunbeams dance, life blooms in color. But as we sink, the light fades. Red disappears first, then orange, then yellow. At 200 meters, the last traces of day vanish. Below this point, Earth reveals a hidden truth. Most of our planet is not bright, it is dark. And in this darkness, evolution rewrote the rules of being alive. If humans had never walked on land, if our ancestors had remained below, we would not be the creatures we recognize in the mirror. Down here, the sun is a myth. Vision becomes almost useless, yet life did not surrender to blindness. Instead, it made light. Tiny flashes pulse through the water. Cold blue glows ripple across unseen bodies. Signals blink in silent conversations. This is bioluminescence, living light. If humans evolved here, our skin might shimmer with faint patterns, veins of soft blue, pulses of green along the arms, flashes to warn, glows to attract, signals to speak. Language would not be sound or words, but light. Scientists still don't fully understand why so many deep-sea species evolved to glow. Is it communication, camouflage, hunting, or something else we haven't yet imagined? What we do know is this: in a world without sunlight, evolution built its own stars, and we might have been one of them. We descend further. The pressure rises silently. At 1,000 meters, the weight of the ocean above is equal to 100 elephants standing on every square inch of your body. Air becomes a weakness here. Lungs would collapse, bones would splinter. Any hollow space becomes a fatal flaw. Deep sea life solved this by becoming softer. No air pockets, no rigid structures, bodies like living gel. If humans evolved in this world, our skeletons might be flexible, almost rubber-like, our tissues dense and fluid-filled, our movements slow, graceful, floating. We would not walk, we would drift. But here's the mystery. Even our strongest submarines struggle under this pressure. Yet jelly-like creatures, fragile to the touch at the surface, thrive here effortlessly. Scientists still don't fully understand the molecular tricks that make this possible. Life down here obeys physics, yet seems to bend its limits. The temperature drops, near freezing, always. No seasons, no summers, no warmth from above. Extreme condition, eternal cold. Adaptation, slow living. Mystery, how slow can life become and still be alive? In the deep sea, speed is expensive, warmth is rare, energy is everything. Creatures move slowly, hearts beat gently, lives stretch long. If humans evolved here, our metabolism would be different. Slower heartbeats, longer lifespans, movements like drifting thoughts rather than quick decisions. Perhaps emotions would feel different too, not flashes of heat, but deep, slow currents. Scientists still study how deep-sea animals prevent their cells from freezing. Special proteins act like biological antifreeze. But how these systems evolved so perfectly remains one of evolution's quiet miracles. At these depths, eyes become strange, huge, reflective, sensitive to the faintest glow, or gone entirely. Extreme condition, near total blindness. Adaptation, new senses. Mystery, how do you perceive a world you cannot see? Some fish have enormous eyes to catch a single photon. Others abandon sight completely and see through vibration, electricity, or sound. If we evolved here, human faces might look unfamiliar. Large, dark eyes capable of detecting bioluminescent flickers miles away, or perhaps no eyes at all, replaced by sensory skin that feels movement in the water. Maybe we would use echolocation like dolphins, clicks and echoes painting mental images of the dark. This raises a larger question. How much of reality do our senses hide from us right now? Deep-sea creatures remind us that vision is just one version of perception. There may be worlds layered over ours that we simply cannot detect. Oxygen is scarce in the deep, food even more so. Extreme condition, low oxygen. Adaptation, efficient breathing. Mystery, how little energy can sustain complex life. Deep-sea animals survive on scraps, falling debris from above, the occasional drifting meal. If humans evolved here, we might not breathe like we do now. Perhaps gill-like structures would line our necks, or our blood bind oxygen far more efficiently. We might spend long periods nearly motionless, conserving energy. Some deep-sea creatures can survive months without eating. Scientists still don't understand how their cells endured this long fasting without damage. It suggests that life can stretch the limits of survival far beyond what we thought possible. In the open deep sea, there is no floor, no ceiling, only endless water in every direction. Extreme condition, three-dimensional living. Adaptation, bodies built for floating. Mystery, how does a species build a sense of place in a world without landmarks? We evolved with gravity pulling us toward the ground. Our balance, our bones, our sense of direction, all shaped by down. But in the deep ocean, direction loses meaning. If humans evolved here, our bodies might be longer, lighter, with fin-like extensions for gentle control, webbed fingers, flexible spines, movements like drifting leaves. Our sense of home might not be a location, but a depth, a pressure, a temperature. Scientists still don't know how migratory deep-sea species navigate vast distances in total darkness. What invisible maps guide them? Magnetic fields? Chemical trails? Something we haven't yet discovered. Now, we reach the abyssal plain, a desert of darkness stretching across most of Earth's surface. No sound, no light, no movement, until, suddenly, a glow. Life exists even here, sparse, patient, alien. If humans belonged to this world, we would not build cities of stone or glass. We might build living colonies of drifting organisms, communication through light, movement through currents, communities floating in the dark. We would never know stars. We would never see a sunrise. Our myths would not be about the sky, but about the distant, unreachable brightness above. As we rise back towards sunlight, the darkness releases us slowly. Colors return, warmth returns, noise returns, and we realize something unsettling. The version of humanity we know, walking, breathing air, seeing blue skies, is just one possible outcome of evolution. a thin surface story on a planet that is mostly deep, dark ocean. Scientists estimate we've explored less than 5% of the deep sea. Every expedition reveals life forms stranger than fiction, which means this question, what could humans have become down there?